All right, Most High in Christ, Shalom Israel. You're on live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer will holding down the class line from Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? Truth is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are considered one of the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the times that we're living in, there's nothing more important than for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to learn the truth of who they are, where they come from, and what our purpose is here on the earth. So what we like to do with these classes, give brothers and sisters the opportunity to go into this book called the Bible, gain some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding according to the Most High, and gave His word to our forefathers, our ancestors, and it's been passed down and preserved for us to have today in these times to get back to being the people the Most High called us to be from the beginning. With that being said, Tuesday is brotherhood class, Wednesday is biblical law, Thursday is scripture breakdown. But with every class, brothers and sisters have questions. All you gotta do is type them in online, and we'll be able to get you the answers that you need. Brothers and sisters that's tuning in, if you got any family, loved ones, people you care about in Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with the ISUPK. We provide counseling services. We have a drug program to help you shake yourself from drug addiction, alcoholism. We can help you, overcome your addiction with alcohol and become sober. If you're going through a rough time financially, we have a food program, clothing program, and um, we're able, in some instances, to assist with housing. So again, if you got family, loved ones, people you care about, get them in contact with the ISUPK. Topic of tonight's class is the demons of old are the demons of today. Today we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about demonic possession, um, and just really clear up some of the misnomers pertaining to these topics that are covered in the Bible, but are very, very rarely discussed and talked about in your church. And it's very important that we understand that we are living in the times of the book of Revelations where it was prophesied that the Lord would release spirits onto the earth that would cause death and destruction and bring famine and all manner of tragedies and traumas on the earth. And so it's a lot of the things that we're seeing take place. It's important for those of us who are coming into the knowledge of the truth and striving to serve the Most High and our King and become perfect and righteous to receive crowns on our heads and to rule in the kingdom of heaven, to know exactly what it is that we are seeing and what it is that we are encountering on a day-to-day basis. I just want brothers and sisters to understand that the things that we are experiencing in this time are no different than the things our ancestors have experienced in previous generations. We are not fighting a new fight. This is not a new battle. You understand? The war that's being waged right now on the earth between righteousness and unrighteousness is not a new battle. This is something that's been going on for many generations. And so it's important that we understand that the homosexuality, the transgenderism, you know what I'm saying, the rampant gun violence, the terrorism, the drug addiction, the oppression that we're suffering in terms of the judicial system, in terms of the lack of justice we received for all of the murders and the deaths and the cruel treatment we received. None of these things are new. And so it is the hope that by going through this class, covering these different demons, just going in the Bible and showing you examples of these things being on the earth in prior generations, it'll give you the strength to be able to gird up your loins, you know what I'm saying? Um, put on the armor of the Most High and to really be able to endure this battle that we all have to face in order to make it into the kingdom. All right. With that said, if any brothers and sisters have any questions, all you gotta do is type them in online. If you're in the classroom, you have any questions, all you gotta do is raise your hand. All right. I always encourage brothers and sisters to ask questions because you never know how something that you may be questioning or not understanding could help another brother or sister um, to gain some clarity. All right. Say shalom to everybody checking in. Yahweh Shema, Thabashim Yahweh, shout out to the sisters, Young Yama, Shara Rana, shalom to Justin Jamil, Amalek, and to heal Israel. All right, you other brothers and sisters out there, if you want to check in, just type in your name, city you're joining us from, and of course, if you got any questions, just type them in. All right. All right. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead. Nobody has any questions, so we're gonna go ahead into the book of Revelations. All right. All right. Let's see something. Bear with me. Most High Christ says, Shalom Maccabia, Yahweh Shabbat. See something? Hold up. Mm. Let's get Revelations chapter 6. Get Revelations chapter 6. We're going to start at verse 1. All right. Revelation chapter 6, verse 1, and we're going to read on down to 8. All right. And of course, this is dealing with the um, four horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay. All right. Let's get them. Go ahead and read it. It's Revelation chapter 6, verse 1. It says, And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. Verse 2, And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. Verse 3, And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the fourth beast say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Verse 7, And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. His name was Death, and hell followed with him. What is death and what a hell? We'll get into that in a second. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. Verse 9, And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. All right, we're going to stop right there. So let's just deal with these four horsemen, or these, what's, let me get a breakdown, okay? These four horsemen who were set loose on the earth in Revelation, the 6th chapter, are four spirits, four angels that the Lord loosed on the earth. Understand this. When it comes to demons and angels, they're all the sons of the Most High. Let's get that right quick. Let's go to Job chapter 1 so we can get a clear understanding of what's taking place under the authority of the Most High. There's a large misconception because of the Christian church that there is somehow a war going on in heaven or there's disorder. Meaning there are angels who disobey the Most High and they are considered demons, and then there are angels who do what God said to do and they're considered angels. That is not the truth according to the Bible. According to the Bible, there are angels whose responsibility is to do good and to protect and to heal, and then there are other angels whose responsibility it is to tempt and to torment and to punish for evil being done or committed against the Lord. All right. So, Lucky, this is Job chapter 1, verse 6. Sound that says, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So this is a day where the sons of God, who we talking about, the angels of the Most High, they came to present themselves to the Most High. And who came to present himself? Satan, who's the adversary, who's one of the chief angels. You understand? Satan is present in the council of the Most High because Satan follows orders and does what he is told to do. Let's continue reading. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Most High and said, from going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. Why is the Most High questioning Satan? Why is the Most High asking Satan what he's doing? Because the Most High is requiring a report. He wants to know what missions have been accomplished. You know what I'm saying? What tasks that he was given has he completed? And Satan is coming back and he's reporting that I've been going back and forth, up and down in the earth. You understand? He's reporting, I've been going back and forth, but he hasn't reported anything that he's done, any actions that he's taken. Verse 8, and the Most High said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that fears the Most High and eschews evil. What does it mean to eschew evil? It means you steer clear of it. You stay away from it. You're on the opposite end of evil. Evil going on around the corner. I'm never going around the corner. I'm staying on this corner because evil is over there. You understand? The sons of God in the context of Job 1 is talking about the angels, Sister Kapatazar. This is speaking about angels. This is not speaking about men on the earth. There are other contexts in the scriptures when it's talking about sons of God, it's talking about men. But this is talking about a council that's taking place in heaven where the Most High dwells, and angels are coming to give reports. And among the angels who are reporting to God, Satan is there. So when Satan says he's been going back and forth, the Most High said, well, have you tried Job? What about Job? And it's very important that we understand that that is what lies at the core of trials in our lives and tests that we face. You understand? Is the Most High giving the order for you to be proven? That's what the Most High did to Job. Now, someone who is unlearned or who's not doesn't understand good parenting would read this and say, oh man, God is evil, man, because God tried Job, or God is evil because God sent Satan to deal with Job. When if you read the book of Job and you understand what took place with Job and all his trials and tribulations, the Most High really was giving Job an opportunity to prove himself. He was giving Job an opportunity to overcome adversity, giving Job an opportunity to prove just how great his faith was and how mighty he was in a spirit of zeal to serve God. And you may think that God is cruel for testing someone or for having someone go through a difficulty to prove that they are loyal. But then if you believe that and you think that way, then you don't acknowledge what happens at the end of the book of Job, where Job is multiplied and increased, you know what I'm saying, more than where he was before he went through his trials and his tribulations. You understand? But that is the way that the Most High deals with us as his children. We are on the earth. He sent us here, and the orders we were given were to obey him. And on the path of obedience and serving the Most High, there are great rewards to be gained. But before you can gain those rewards and reap the benefits of what the Most High has to give us, sometimes you'll be faced with a test. And the purpose of the test is to see in this trying time, through this difficulty, will you remain loyal to the Most High? Will you stand with him or will you fold? But it's important that we understand that from the Bible, this has been the way that the Most High has dealt with man from the beginning. You understand? We are we are born into this earth and we're given an opportunity to grow and to mature and to learn about life and how it functions. And then we're given an opportunity to prove ourselves to the Most High that we are indeed the children that He called us to be. And for all of you who have found your way into the truth, that is what your purpose is from this day forward, is to prove to the Most High that you are deserving of all the blessings that He said we deserve, and that through any situation, we will remain loyal and steadfast in service to him and honoring and obeying his word. All right. So I wanted to show you that the Most High sent Satan to Job to prove that where the angels are, there is no conflict. There is no one disagreeing or fighting against the Most High. So when we read in the book of Revelations that these four angels were released on the earth, these four angels are giving orders to conquer. They're giving orders to kill with the sword. They're giving orders to destroy they're giving angels released with weights and balances, and he's told to shift the balance in terms of the buying power, economic power, when it comes to the food and the agriculture that's available. And then there's another angel that is released to bring death, and hell follows with him. You understand? And we are living in the time of those four angels on the earth. But it's important that we understand that what these four angels are bringing is no different than what has always existed on the earth. Right now, the time we're living in, you understand, the death, the destruction, the famine, the confusion about gender and about abortion and about, interracial marriage. None of these things that we are dealing with in the earth today are new. They have always been here. How do we know? We read about it in the Bible. This LGBTQ movement, they would make you believe that this is something that's new, that we are living in an unprecedented time of gender revelations and children being born cisgender and queer and lesbian and bi and, whatever. But we read about it in the book of Sodom and Gomorrah. And in the book of Sodom and Gomorrah, we read about the Lord hating the evil of homosexuality and destroying the people of Sodom and Gomorrah for their cruelty and their evil towards people on the earth at that time. And the times that we're living in are no different. God has, let me get that scripture now, let me get the Most High, does not change, all right? Let me get get Malachi 3 and 6. All right. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. It says, "For I am the Most High, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed." What does that mean? He's the Most High. He doesn't change. You understand? So nothing that he loved before did he decide not to love now. Nothing that he hated before has he changed his mind and no longer hates now. The Most High is the same way that he is today as he was yesterday, and he'll always be that way. Everybody understands? And that is the reason why so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have not disappeared off the earth or have not been done away with. Of all of the evil and all of the clandestine uh conspiracy, plots and plans and organized, torments that have been erected against us, we are still a people who thrive and grow and multiply and are living good on the earth. Everybody understands. So the Most High does not change at all. So what does that mean? The same thing he said before are the things that stand today. And that is why we have to understand that with all the confusion that's going on in these times that we're living in, none of these things are new. You understand? And if we know that none of the things that we're dealing with are new, then that means we can search in the Bible and find instructions on how to deal with these um, demons or these deal with these spirits that are in the earth today, but that have always been here. All right, let me see something. I got my Officer Maccabi had a question. Maccabi wanted to know, Salaki sir, if I may, could I get a general breakdown on what an archangel is, and is there a difference between archangels and non-archangels, if that makes sense? Now, okay, let me see something, Maccabi, because I don't know if that phrasing appears in the Bible. The phrasing of archangel isn't in the Bible, right? So I'm trying to, I have to get an understanding of where that term comes from, right? Not sure where the term archangel comes from. Let me see something. Um, Bear with me. Yeah, you would have to find me where that term comes from, Macabia. If I could, I'm looking for it now. Mm, okay, now this is not the best way to do any type of research, but I'm just going to read from Wikipedia right quick. Okay, Wikipedia says the English word archangel. It's actually archangel, not archangel. All right, so it's archangel. That's like the arch over a door or McDonald's arches, right? It's called an archangel. It says it appears only twice in the New Testament in the phrase with the voice of the archangel and with the trumpet call of the Most High. All right. And the only angel that is represented, no sweat, the only angel that I believe is spoken of as an archangel is Michael. Michael is the only one that's spoken of as an archangel. Let me just double check. Yeah, Michael is okay. Michael is spoken of as an archangel, and in the Greek language, archangel just means chief angel. All right, chief angel. Okay. They said a word that relates to archangel in the Hebrew. I mean, in the Hebrew, is found in the Old Testament, and it's in Daniel 10:13 and Daniel 12:1, where Michael is spoken of as the great prince or the chief princes, right? So from that we can um the word I want to use is delineate, but we can what's the word? Boil it down to the word archangel just meaning a chief angel, right? Or a high angel. And the Bible speaks of there's several angels that are named who have chief responsibilities or are chiefs over other angels, right? Mayaka Allah, Michael in the Hebrew, is the archangel over war. You understand? He's the archangel that deals in warfare and beefs and settling disputes. All right. That's why Michael is the angel that we see fighting the war in heaven in the book of Revelations. That is why Michael here is the angel that is arguing on behalf of the Lord, arguing on behalf of Moses' bones going into the promised land. Where there's another angel that's arguing, there's Satan, is arguing against him that Moses should be buried in the wilderness because of the him sinning against the Lord. You understand? There are a few other angels, Rapaya Allah, or which is Raphael. Rapaya Allah is the healing angel. He's the chief angel in charge of healing. You understand? And cat demons that cause you ailments and sicknesses in your body to be cast out. That is Rapaya Allah. There's another angel, Gabarya Allah. Gabarya Allah, or Gabriel in the Hebrew, is another archangel. Gabarya Allah is the warrior angel. You understand? He's an angel in charge of um, um, men men of war, the spirit of war being in a man to fight and overcome for the Lord. You understand? Um, so Alvin McCarvey says, so if I may, so like a rank system among the angels with high responsibility. That's what it is. But the Bible doesn't give you the ranks of them, but it gives you the chief princes. Like Mayaka Allah is the angel in charge of disputes and battles, and deciding someone being protected and being no harm coming to them. That's Michael's response. He's the chief angel of defense. You understand? I said Rapaya Allah is the chief angel over healing. You understand? And diseases and things that cripple you, and things that could potentially kill you. Rapaya Allah is the angel that intercedes, the watches over the healing that occurs. Then I said there's Gabarya Allah, who's the warrior angel. Gabarya Allah is over the spirit of warfare in a man. You understand? The spirit of a man being able to be masculine and fierce and unafraid and willing to go into battle and give his life and to live and die. You understand? Then there's another one. It's Mayaka Allah, Rapaya Allah, Gabarya Allah, and there's another angel. Ariala. Aria Allah. Is it Aria? Uriel, whatever Uriel is in the Hebrew. But he's the angel of messages. Like he's the angel that communes with men and talks with men. You read in the book of his Ezra's about the angel that came and spoke with Ezra's. That's Ariala, right? I think I'm saying it right. Aria Allah. Aria Allah. She's saying so there's four angels that's spoken of as chief angels that are responsible for those four zones in terms of dealing with the Lord's power. But of course, our King Yahushua is the voice of the Most High. He is the word of God that we read about in the Old Testament. And when he walked on the earth, he spoke in terms of being a spokesman, a man who speaks on behalf of the Father, that was here to do the Father's works and to show the Father in his works and in his speeches. And that's always been the role that the spirit inside of Yahushua has played in the earth. All right. And of course, you would it's reasonable to not assume, but to think that on the other side, there are chief angels in charge of the evils that occur on the earth and the destruction and the punishments and the torments that men have to endure for disobeying the Most High. Chief among them is Hashatan, Satan. He's the chief angel in charge of pain and suffering and torment and temptation. And then there's other ones that the Bible speaks about. I forget, the Asmodeus was the demon that was there in the book of Tobit, where that was causing the sister to kill all her husbands on their wedding night. This demon did not want nobody to have this sister, and he would kill the men on the night that she would go and lay down with them. You understand? And that demon's name was Asmodeus. There's other demons that the Bible speaks of and the Bible talks about. And the point of this class is for us to understand that those demons that we are encountering on the earth today are the same demons that have always been here. You understand? And understanding that hopefully will allow you to realize that the things that we are encountering in this generation are not unique or special to this generation. See, the oppressor, by removing the knowledge of God from us and keeping us from understanding this Bible, he's able to paint a portrait of the times we're living in as though these things are new. I mean, the way they talk about stress and anxiety and depression, you would think that these things never existed on the earth. You would think with all the commercials about depression medication and anxiety medication, that anxiety and depression just started 40 years ago. When anxiety and depression have always been in the earth. You understand? You would think that schizophrenia and bipolar disorder was something that's brand new because our oppressor has medication that he wants to treat you with for it. When bipolar disorder and schizophrenia have always been in the earth. The oppressor speaks about drug addiction and alcoholism like these are brand new problems when they have always been in the earth. They speak about homosexuality and multiple personalities and all of these mental health problems that we're dealing with in this society. Our oppressor would have you to believe that these are brand new problems and brand new issues that they need to be that need new age solutions in order to be able to tackle them and to understand them and ways of thinking about them. When if you open up the Bible and you read it and understand it, depression has always been here. Anxiety is something brothers and sisters have always had to fight against. Bipolar disorder and schizophrenia is not a new world problem. You understand? Homosexuality, transgenderism. You understand? The thought to want to abort your baby. None of these things are new at all. They have always been on the earth. And knowing that should allow you to be able to address the problems that you're facing in your life and the issues that you are trying to overcome in your life, knowing that God has the answers because he's always been the one that have had these things to be present and prevalent in the earth. All right. So let me get more on this. Let me go to show some, okay. I don't know if I want to go to examples of it. Um, well, first uh, let's get the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1. All right. Let's see something. All right, let's just go ahead. We're gonna start at um, verse 4. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. It says, one generation passes away and another generation comes, but the earth abides forever. What does that mean? Generations come and they go, but the earth remains the same. All right. Verse 5 says, the sun also arises and the sun goes down and hastens to his place where he arose. Meaning what? Every day we see the sun come up, we see the sun go down, then somehow the sun ends up coming back up in the same place where it came up yesterday. You understand? Verse 6 the wind goes toward the south and turns about into the north. It whirls about continually, and the wind returns again according to his circuits. Meaning what? You got wind blow from the south to the north. That wind goes somewhere, spins around, and does what it does on the earth. And then lo and behold, there's more wind coming from the south to the north. Verse 7 all the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. You understand? The rivers flow into the sea, but the sea never gets full. But somehow water ends up going back to the river, and there's more water pouring into the sea. The Bible is expressing the cycle of life, the cycle of things that occur on the earth, and we're going to read where those cycles come from. Verse 8 all things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Everything is work being done. There's work being done all kinds of ways now because of, you know, the Bible is explaining what we now understand in modern terms as um, what's the word weather phenomenon where okay, water flows. There's a mountaintop somewhere, or there's a peak, so a water source somewhere where water's flowing from one location. It flows down trickles from a creek or from a lake or from a mountain, flows down into a large channel called a river. That river flows into a larger body of water called a sea. Sea falls into the ocean, but somehow the water never overtakes the whole earth. Why? Because there's something called evaporation. You understand? The sun rises, the sun heats the water on the earth. As the sun heats the water starts to evaporate, turn into vapor. It goes up into the clouds. You understand? As it turns into vapor, that's that's air. Water gets burnt. The water gets heated up enough. It turns into vapor. That water, that air that was water, goes up into the sky. Clouds get full. Clouds get big. They move, and then it rains, and the water falls back down in the form of, there you go, Kamayala, precipitation. You understand? Precipitation falls back down to the earth, and now the water that just flowed down the river and into the sea, and I mean, it flowed down from the mountain into the river, into the sea, into the ocean, now goes back up to the top of the mountain because it's raining and snowing at the top of the mountain. And now you get brand new fresh water that pours down that river into that sea, and the cycle just continues to go. All of that is work that is occurring on the earth, work that the Most High has purpose to be done. And the Bible is saying that nothing is going to stop that work from happening. All right, this is verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Everybody understands? The thing the thing that was in the past is the thing that's going to be in the future. And that which is being done now is that which is going to be done in the future. There is no new thing under the sun. You understand? And I can go into a break further, but I'm not going to for this class for the sake of this class. But this is talking about men. It's talking about man, the spirits that are in the earth. You understand? There's nothing new that is being done on the earth where it could be said this ain't never been done before. You understand? The lives and the I don't want to say the fates, but the ways that we live on the earth have never changed. You understand? The societies and the cultures that we have on the earth, there's nothing that is new that it could be said this ain't never been done on the earth before. You go into some of these other cultures and these other religions, and you read about, men getting married to 9-year-old little girls. That's not nothing new on the earth. There's some cultures around the world where homosexuality, you're a man, you have sex with a young boy. That's how you groom him to be a man. That is not anything that's new on the earth. That's what the Romans had back during their days. The Roman Catholic Church just carried on and continued the tradition. Unfortunately, a lot of black churches have carried on and continued in that tradition as well. The Bible is saying none of those things are new. You understand? Verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before. So the Bible is saying anything you see being done now, just know that it's been done on the earth before us. This is nothing that we are dealing with is new. All right. So that's Ecclesiastes 1 through 10. All right. Now, none of these things are new that we're dealing with on the earth. So let's see something. Hold up. Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Again, the purpose of this class is for us to understand that these things that are taking place in the earth, The Lord is the one that is allowing them to take place. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happens without the Most High allowing it. So you see a school get shot up and 18 kids get killed. You have to understand that the Most High is in the midst of it. You understand? Meaning what? There's a purpose for that violence. You may not understand the purpose for it. You may look at it and say it's sad. You're gonna hear on the news how, oh my God, we need gun reform. And oh my, you're gonna hear all kinds of things on the news. But you have to understand from the Lord's perspective that these things must come to pass in order for his people to be able to wake up and realize that he is real. You understand? And not playing any games. What you saw happen up there in Buffalo, they're gonna make you seem like this guy is a one. He suffered from mental illness and he was really depressed. And his family is saying he was in the house during that COVID, and during that COVID he was by himself so much, and he's on the internet and he was just learning things and becoming radicalized. All of that is lies. And okay, I'm not saying it's lies that hell, he was in the house all goddamn coronavirus, and he was watching the internet and getting radicalized. The lie is that the demon inside of him was something that we're not familiar with. The lie is that the demon inside of him was something new or something that's unrecognizable. When the demon of hatred and murder of our people is one that we are very familiar with. The Bible outlines and highlights the lust that is on our oppressor to murder and to kill and to shed blood. And we must recognize that that demon is loose and running rampant in the earth. But it is the same demon that was running rampant on the earth and was alive and well during the Roman Empire. It's the same demon that was running around live and well during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. It's the same demon that was running through the earth live and well during the times of Jim Crow. The demon that is in your oppressor to want your blood to run in the streets has never gone anywhere. But it is not a new demon. It's not a post Barack Obama demon. It's not a, America, the what's they gonna say, the pandemic. It's not a pandemic demon. It's the same demon that wants to shed the blood of the children of Israel, that is inside the spirit of Edomites and has always been there from the times of our forefathers that we can read about in this Bible. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no, if I hold up. Here we go. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 11. It says, now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. You understand? If you read up a couple of verses, it's talking about the men that suffered because of their sins against God, the people that suffered because of their fornication and worshiping false gods and full of lust, right? And now Paul is saying, now all these things happened to these people that suffer because of their sins, these people that suffer because of their wickedness, these schools that get shot up, these clubs that get shot, these homosexuals who catch the monkeypox. You understand? These women who are whores who get AIDS and HIV and develop, what's the thing that they get that they get no abortions, they get the breast cancer and all these things they're suffering because of their unrighteousness. These punishments or these things that people in the world suffer because of their disobedience to God are examples to us. You understand? And they are to admonish us, meaning you seeing these things take place in the earth, and they are supposed to make you grow closer to the Lord. You're supposed to see that school get shot up and say, God damn, you can't even send your kids to school, man. We need to create a righteous community. Man, they shooting up the schools. You can't even go to the grocery store. Man, I wish we had a righteous grocery store. We had a place where we could be guaranteed wouldn't nobody come shoot it up. And these things are happening because the Lord is trying to get our attention. The Most High is trying to admonish us or to get us to humble ourselves. And for a long time in this country, particularly this generation, we're a generation that has been very much separated and divided from the knowledge of the Most High and divided from any sense of morality. You understand? There was something that could be said for the previous generations. You understand? The generations of our grandparents. Sure, many of them were not righteous because they weren't given the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High the way we're receiving them today. But there was a sense of, respect and a certain expectation of morality that existed at that time, and that expectation of morality didn't exist because of Christianity. It existed because of people's fear of God. But we're living in a generation where the fear of God is not strong in a lot of us that are adults, and it's definitely not being instilled in a lot of these children. So a lot of people are going around living life as though there are no consequences for their actions, as though there is no debt to be paid for living life the wrong way. And this society falling, these crimes that are being committed, these tragedies and these horrors that are taking place, is God trying to get us to see that it is not sweet out here. And these demons that are in these people that are causing these crimes, you understand, that is on the news trying to convince you that you should murder your baby, that is in the classroom teaching your children at first grade, second grade, that I'm a transgender man, and what that means is I was born a girl, but really I'm a man on the inside. That's a demon talking directly to your children, trying to get your children to never fear God, never acknowledge God, never think about there being a higher power, and that is going to cause them to be destroyed. That thing that murdered those children in Texas, that was the demon of the transgenderism, the LGBTQ community. You understand? That is the demon of confusion and of murder and of death and destruction, and it is not anything that is new on the earth. It is the same demon that was in Sodom and Gomorrah. And a lot of those demons are back in the earth, and they feasting and having a wonderful time because they are in the time where they get to really show out before our King returns and the Lord sets this place in order. Let me keep reading the 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm going to read verse 11 again. It says, "Now all these things happened unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come." Meaning what? The end of the world is come upon us. And the Lord is admonishing us. What does it mean to admonish? Let's go ahead and get the definition of the word admonish so you can understand what it means that these things were examples for our admonition. All right. All right. Admonished. To admonish is a verb. It says to indicate duties or obligations to. Meaning an admonishment is to show you your responsibility, show you what your duties are. Two, the second context is to express warning or disapproval to, especially in a gentle, earnest, or solicitous manner. Everybody understand? So the Most High is allowing these crimes and these tragedies to happen in the earth so that we can know what our obligations are. You see that shooting in Buffalo, you say, man, how do we stop crazy devils from shooting up the goddamn grocery store? Well, guess what? That grocery store has to be in a community where righteous people are in authority and monitoring for threats and dangers coming into the community. But if you have a community that is desegregated, a community that is open, a community that where everybody is for themselves, we all the same people and we love each other, but every man for himself, then what you'll have is one ex police officer on duty with a whatever little pistol gun he got, while some devil comes through with an AR-15 with nigger drawn on the barrel and shoots and kills 10 people. You'll see a shooting take place in Texas, and it'll make you say, man, this is crazy. We can't even send our kids to school no more, man. What are we going to do? Well, we have got to band together in righteousness and create a community where the schools that we send our children to are protected with armed guards. And how do we know that these guards are going to be willing to give their lives for these children? Because these guards have a responsibility over for these children's lives more than their own. And that school is not going to be your public school. That security is not going to come from your local government. We have to be the ones that create that. You understand? And then because the ends of the world are come upon us, we got to look around and realize, man, what is our obligation to the Most High? What are we supposed to be doing to stop these things from happening? Verse 2, wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. You understand? Let the man who thinks that he's all right. A lot of us think, man, we all right, man. I'm good to go. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I got the truth. I know the Lord. Brother, that could be a demon telling you that everything all right, man. I ain't got nothing to worry about, man. I'm good. Me and my family gonna be straight. You and your family being straight does not stop the devil who cross dresses from coming and shooting up the kids' school. You could be the most righteous man, the most perfect man, teach your children and raise your family and you protect them and secure them and they are honorable righteous family. But then you go to the grocery store where the unrighteous people are, where all the rest of the regular people are, and some gunman come in there and shoot everybody. How do you protect yourself? How do you make sure you're straight? You better take heed to what the Lord is doing unless you fall. Don't think that just because you serve the Lord, everything is all right. No, we must be a nation of people that serve the Lord, a community of people that serve the Lord so that we can do what the Lord said to do and be protected. If not, then the things that happen in Buffalo, the shooting that happened in Texas, it's liable to happen to us. Verse 13, there has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. There's no temptation that you're going to face. There's nothing that you're going to face in this life that's going to cause you to want to sin, cause you to want against God, go against God, that you could say is unique and special. Whatever you're suffering, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're battling through, just know that there's other people who have lived before that have battled the same thing. Hell, there's other people living now that are battling the same thing. And guess what? They could be enduring if they in the truth and dedicated their life to the Lord. So if they could be enduring, guess what? You could be enduring too. There's nothing unique or nothing special about what you're suffering or what you're going through or your difficulty or your hardship. There's an answer for it. Whatever you up against, there's an answer for it. You've been raped and been molested. You identify as transgender. Come and get some counsel. You've been dealt with some trauma in your past, and you think that you're a man who it's okay to have sex with men, and you want to be healed from that. Come and get some counsel. Maybe you was raised in a home with a mother who drank all the time, or a father who always got drunk and gambled his money away. And you think that, and you've taken on that spirit, and you want to be healed from it. Coming to the truth, and you can be freed from that demon of alcoholism. You understand, of gambling. You addicted to drugs. You can't stop smoking weed. One time you was young and you tried man, it's all I was about to take y'all back. I don't know what they call drugs down here in the South, but I'm in DC. They had boat. Boat was embalming fluid. I know cats took one hit of that boat and they ain't never been right the rest of their life. Well, guess what? That could be you. You smoke that boat one time. That they called it the butt naked. You smoke boat, you get butt naked and run around in the streets because you're seeing things. You smoke that one time and you never get right and you want to get free from that, then you come into the truth and get some counsel. You understand? Some brothers and sisters been through sexual things, suffered traumas in that department. It makes you unable to maintain a relationship, makes it difficult for you to, to keep, uh healthy habits when it comes to maintaining a relationship. You need some help with those things, come and get some counsel. But just know that whatever you're dealing with, whatever you've been through, it isn't something that no one else has ever dealt with. And understanding that should empower you to be able to fight against that thing and to overcome it. You understand? Reading on. Middle of 1 Corinthians 10, middle of 13. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Everybody understands? Whatever you're going through, just know the Most High is faithful. He'll never put you through something you can't overcome. And that's the problem. A lot of brothers and sisters are dealing with these demons, and they thinking that because they think these demons are new. Oh man, I'm depressed, man. Some days I don't want to move, and I'm just so sad, and I just feel numb. And you think in your mind, no one understands me. No one knows how hard it is. That is a lie. That is a lie. A lot of people are dealing with that. A lot of people are fighting against that. And you know who's giving us a solution? God has given us a solution. You know who could cast that demon out? That our king casted those demons out. His disciples casted the demon of depression out of brothers and sisters. You think that power is not in the earth today? You in the truth, and you watching these classes and watching these shows, and you hearing men of God prophesy about things happening in the earth, and you're seeing them take place, and you don't believe the power of God is real. You don't think God could heal you from your depression? You've been addicted to crack and marijuana, and been exposed to these evils for the majority of your life, and you think that nothing can be done to heal you from that. You think you have to be a no good piece of shit, because that's just what people in your family are. You have to be an alcoholic, because people in my family just alcoholics. You have to smoke a little weed, because man, I've been smoking weed all my life. It's hard to sleep without smoking weed. Well, you ain't got no faith, man. You ain't trusting in the Lord. And it's because there's a demon inside of you telling you that you can't overcome these things. There's a demon in you telling you, man, you ain't good enough. You don't deserve what God got for you. Well, guess what? That demon ain't nothing new. That's not unique to you. You think everyone on the earth who goes to do something great, there isn't a voice in their head saying, man, you can't do that, man. You ain't gonna be able to make it happen. What happens if you fail? What happens if you lose? You think you're the only one that get that voice in your head? You're the only one that's dealing with that thing? That thing has been in the earth for thousands of years. That is not a new demon. There's nothing unique to 2022. Let me guess. You got money problems. See, Christianity evil, because you could, if just a little bit, you could just speak to people that they think you talking to their whole life. Oh my God, tears flowing from your face because the pastor's speaking to you. That's that's not this. But the things I'm saying is hitting home. It could hit home for you because we're all going through it. These demons that we fighting are not new. You understand? Let me guess. Some of you out there, you got money problems. You got laid off from your job. Gas prices is going up. It's the summertime. You run that AC. Guess what? Your electric bill is $120 more than it was last month. Who's worried about their bills being paid this month? Who's worried about how they're gonna make ends meet? Guess what? Just give it to God. That's the Christianity talking, because the demon of money problems is a very common demon of financial instability. That is a demon. Not having any discipline to know how to spend your money, know how to budget properly, know how to not go buy that new pair of shoes or not go buy that new dress. I'm gonna tell y'all, some of you in the truth still had them same money problems from in the world, because I gotta get a new garment. Man, I gotta get a new garment. I gotta get a new man, listen, I gotta have this headpiece. Sister posted this headpiece, man. It's 150. I know I gotta pay this light bill, but I'm gonna go half on the light bill and get this headpiece. Don't be that brother or sister, man. Don't be in the truth and still having the same problems as somebody in the world because you haven't gotten any discipline. That demon of being careless with money, that's not a new demon. That's not a unique to 2022 demon. Let me guess. You want to go on a vacation. Man, you've been working so hard. You've been cooped up in this house, man. Goddamn coronavirus got you stuck. You just want to be able to just go have some fun. You deserve to have some fun, man. You deserve to be able to get away. I don't know, you just want to get away, man. You go ahead and you got to take you a trip. Let me guess, you think that's unique to you. You think you're the only one that just gotta take a trip to something. I just gotta get somewhere. Well, we're living in times where money is about to get very tight. It's going to be very difficult. And guess what you've got to do? You have got to fight the demon of carelessness, of I gotta get out and take a trip. I gotta go somewhere nice to take a picture and show it, to people on the internet so they know I'm living the good life. That is not a new demon. That is not anything that's unique or special. You understand? You got women out there. There's women out there who need attention. They on the Instagram, they half naked, they on the Facebook, they're talking about how lonely they are. Let me guess, you think that's new? You think before Instagram, women weren't dressing a certain way to get attention. We live in a time now where it's damn near, I ain't gonna say it's better that we have social media, but you're seeing it on social media because it's less okay. You're more okay. Try to find a way to say it. Before social media, there was hoes. Before social media, there was thirsty for attention women. They didn't have social media to get that attention. So they were in public trying to get that attention. They was, cutting the grass with a thong on to get that attention. But the demon of a woman needing attention isn't new. It's like none of these things that we're dealing with are new. You know, it's the same thing that we've been facing and dealing with generation after generation after generation. But we're in a time now where God is giving us the knowledge of the truth to be able to fight it. He's given us the spirit of Christ to be able to overcome these demons. But you have to know that these demons are not new. There's no social media created a demon of women wanting to be naked or women needing attention. These hoes been dying thirsty for attention since forever. It's just before social media, they had to go out in the streets and do it. You know what I'm saying? But nothing you're facing or dealing with is unique. I gotta ban this man. Who is this? Ban them, block them. Man. Block this in a restream chat. There you go. Let me see something. Got a couple questions in the class. So Sharia one asks, like I don't want just a thought. When it comes to Shamar, we make sure the school holidays and camp we on point. Should I be like that when it comes to people coming into my house? Yes, Sharia one. You should be everything that you learn in the truth, you should take it and apply it to your life. Don't just be diligent in security or shamar while you at the school or on school days. Take that discipline and that diligence of shamar that you learn in the truth and extend it to the world. Now, I don't know what the situation is at your house, but you shouldn't just have random people in and out of your house anyway. You understand? Bear with me, y'all. But if you do have a situation where, you should secure your home the same way that we take the pride and diligence in securing a school. You know what I'm saying? So what that means, you got to put some security protocols in check. You got to, have video cameras put up in your crib, or when your kids come home, you want to make sure that it's them when they're at the door, or if your kids home and you come and knock on the door, you want to make sure that they know that it's you and not somebody else. You come up with a game plan, a special knock or something like that, so your kids know that it's you when you're telling them it's you. But you should be just as prepared and just as diligent in protecting the flock of the Lord at home as you are when you're at camp and when you're in the classes. All right. Okay. Sister Shara said it's convenient to be seen on social media today when back then it's the same thing. Yeah, it's no different. It's no different. And I would like to, okay, I'm a little bit older. And so as I'm maturing in age and I'm been on the earth for some time, it's things that I'm starting to realize that about younger people that they may not understand. They may not know. And there are a lot of people out there who think that the problems that we're facing in society and in the earth today are new. Brothers, I see brothers on the internet arguing about ain't no good women, ain't no good women. These women is hoes, and these women is this and that. They gold diggers. And I just say to myself, do you think it was any easier for your father to find a good woman? And do you think women today are different than they were 30 years ago, 40 years ago? What do you think has changed? So it wasn't hoes 40 years ago. It wasn't women who just wanted to have sex with you because you was handsome, because you had some money. 40 years ago, those women didn't exist. Or it wasn't women who out 40 years ago who just wanted to have sex and then go party with their friends and get high and get drunk. That didn't exist 40 years ago. Brother, you are a clown if you think that hoes and gold diggers and women who just wanted to have sex and didn't have any, morality about themselves didn't exist 40 years ago. Unfortunately, a lot of our mamas and aunties was the women we look at today and we despise. That was our mama to some man. That was our aunties to some man. This ain't a new problem. You women out there, oh man, these men ain't shit. It ain't no good men out here. All these men, these thugs. Okay, these brothers today is women. The women you want, or you think are good women, they don't want you when they're young and when they, getting money and they beautiful. They giving all their sex to the thugs and the low lifes and the men that don't have no ambition about themselves. But then they get 2 or 3 kids and they get fat. Then they meet you and they want you to date them and marry them and take care of them and their kids. And you thinking, I don't want no woman with all these kids. You think that's new? You think that's a 2021 problem? How many of y'all grew up with single mothers and she dated some man and had a serious relationship with some man when you was her child? You and your brothers and sisters, y'all wasn't his kids, but he dealt with your mom anyway. You think it's new? That's not new, nigga. Women making bad decisions ain't new, brother. You understand? You brothers, y'all on this internet, your esteem is being knocked down. You hear women talking about they want a man that's 6 foot and 6-pack and make $200,000 a year and they this and that, and you let that talk you out of getting with her. You mean to tell me the niggas she talk about don't exist, but yet she's still out? Okay. It ain't new. None of these things are new. These issues and these problems have always been in the earth. If you are a man who is serving the Most High, a woman who is serving the Most High, you can conquer and endure all these things. But do not allow yourself to be lied to or matter of fact, let me get that scripture. Hold on. Let me get Colossians 2:8. Let me get Colossians 2:8. All right. Book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. All right, Colossians 2:8 says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. You understand? We living in a time where, brothers and sisters, you have to be diligent not to be spoiled through philosophy and vain deceit. And that is what's out there in the world. There's a lot of philosophizing about this transgender issue, but their philosophizing doesn't match the truth of what God said in the Bible. You understand? Doesn't match the laws that the Most High gave to us to establish a righteous kingdom with morality and rules and judges for all problems, big or small, to be handled and to be settled. You understand? And we are living in a time and in a place where we have gotten the understanding of this Bible and how to apply it to our lives and how to fix all the problems that we're facing as a people. Don't let nobody spoil you by what you're seeing on the internet or by what you're hearing coming from some new age, inspirational teacher or guru or somebody talking some holy Jesus, everything is going to be all right. These things that we are encountering are not new. They're not problems that there's no solution to. The solution is here in the Bible. You understand? And guess what? The solution is not to put away the guns. The solution is not to nobody should have any guns or bear any arms. No, we just have to become more aggressive about dealing with these demons, about dealing with these spirits. We have got to get stronger in our spirit of Christ to wage war against the demons that are out there in the world that's trying to overtake and overthrow you. But standing with the Most High and obeying Him is the only way that we're gonna be able to fight these demons. You understand? Let me drop that. Let me get matter of fact, hold on. Colossians 2 and 8. And then let me get on 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. Matter of fact, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. And going down to 6. It's heavy too. These scriptures, these heavy scriptures we're going to for this topic. 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 6. You understand? Let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Damn, they back again. Esau trying to jam us up. Block list. All right. We get 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3 says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." Meaning what? Yes, we walking in the flesh, but we are not warring against flesh. You're gonna hear on the TV, see, we gotta stop more gun control. Gun control is not gonna stop people with demons from shooting up schools. More gun control is not gonna stop devils who got a bloodlust to kill black people from killing black people. We're not warring after the flesh. Verse 4, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds." The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You know how we fight white supremacy? With the truth. These classes, what you learning that the only way to survive and defeat white supremacy is to serve God. It's to obey Him. Because the only thing that's more supreme than the white man's ability to murder and commit crime and then say, "Not guilty," or "I was crazy at that time," is the Most High. You understand? And speaking the truth about these things and exposing what's really going on is what will allow people to wake up and see we focusing on the wrong thing. If you think that the way we stop kids from dying in elementary schools is gun control, then you don't even see what the hell going on. That cat that murdered them kids was a transgender, cross-dresser, angry at his grandmother, and something happened to him as a child. That's why he went and shot up a school. It wasn't guns that made him go shoot up that school. It was him being molested and abused and nobody helping him and saving him from the trauma he experienced that had him to go shoot that goddamn school up. It's the demon in his mind telling him he got to go save these kids by murdering them because who knows who's touching those kids in that school. He was touched, so he went to go and deal with this with you know, he had some trauma from being touched that made him want to go and touch somebody else. That devil that went and shot that school up in Buffalo wasn't coronavirus. It wasn't him being locked down under the COVID-19 quarantines that made him go crazy. He's a devil raised by a family of devils who love to hunt and shoot guns, and in their dinner table and on the TV and on the news, when they hear Trump talking about Mexicans as savages, and they hear black here being, talked about black people this and black people that, and he watching on the news and seeing black people continuing to thrive, even though we're being oppressed on every side in this country, he goes, "Man, I need to go kill some of these niggas. I need to go do my part and take some of them out." How do we fight against that? We fight against that by teaching our people the truth. And if we learn the truth, then guess what we'll do? We'll separate from our oppressor. We'll stop believing that one day everything is going to be all right, because it's not going to be all right. And the Bible tells us it's not going to be all right. You understand? The weapons of our warfare are spiritual in pulling down the strongholds of Christianity and the strongholds of white supremacy and the strongholds of, you know, Antichrist, everything that goes against obeying the Most High. Verse 5, "Casting down imaginations and everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. You understand? The weapons of our warfare cast down all the things that would come against God. I wish an abortion um, advocate would have a debate with a brother in the ISUPK over a woman's right over her body. Please have that discussion with us. Please let's go in the Bible and see and talk about abortion. You bring whatever knowledge you have, and we'll go into the Bible. Please, I want someone who is a drug. There's people who are advocates for creating drug dens, right? They want to create these open open source drug houses where there's a place where you can go. You want to shoot heroin? No problem. Come here and shoot heroin, and we'll give you a nice clean room and a place to stay, and you just go get high in this little room and shoot your dope and get high and have a good time. They want to give you that place. Somebody was an advocate for that place. Let's sit down and have a discussion about heroin and the evils of heroin and how that drug den house is not going to work because of what heroin does to a person. Let's get somebody who's a homosexuality advocate. I want someone who advocates a LGBTQ plus person who wants to just discuss the validity of gender fluidity and the need for people to accept the LGBTQ community. Please sit down. Let's have a discussion about that. And I'll bring the Bible and I'll bring evidence of the effects of homosexuality in the earth, and you just bring whatever you want to bring. Let's have a discussion about it. The truth will cast down everything, which is why no one wants to have these conversations with us. You want to know why we on the streets yelling and blazing? Because nobody will sit down and have a discourse with us. I would love to sit down with anyone who's a proponent of these things that bring harm to our people and are the root cause behind most of the dysfunctionality that's taking place in this society. I would love to sit down and have a intelligent discourse with them, but they will not do it. They will not participate. They will not come and sit down and have a conversation or have a debate because the truth will trump everything. You understand? And it will cast down everything that exalts itself against the Most High and brings into captivity and will bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. What we have to understand is our weapon right now is our obedience to Christ. And that is the only solution to all of these problems that is plaguing the earth. Is we have got to, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have got to become the people that God called them to be and obeying him. And through that, we'll be able to show the earth there's a right way to live. There is a right way to do things. And it is by obeying the words of the Most High, our Father, and our King, Yahushua, who the Romans killed and hung on the cross. For, in the name of the goddamn Pharisees and Sadducees who chose to serve Caesar, a heathen, over our King Yahushua. All right. Verse 6, this is 2 Corinthians 10:6, and says, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. That's the Most High. You understand? Having a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. When you become someone that's righteous, when you become someone that's obedient, you are ready to revenge all disobedience. You want to punish all the sinners and the evildoers. But that's why we got to continue to fight to bring ourselves closer to the Most High so we can win more brothers and sisters over to that side. All right. See something? We can drop that. Let me see. I mean, of course, with this breakdown, as with many others, I could go into the Bible and show you countless instances of depression. I can go in the Bible and show you countless instances of anxiety. I can go in the Bible and show you instances of self-doubt. You understand? And the demons that were present then are the same demons that were present now. And understanding that and knowing that, we have got to know that if we serve the Lord, anything is possible. You understand? I think I might have to do a class on. I might do a class on, mental health in the Bible. You understand? Because brothers went through it. I got 20 minutes left in class, man. I don't know if I should do it tonight. But there are many places in the Bible where you see brothers and sisters struggling with mental health, and it was the Lord who got them through it. Shar said, Salakia Adawan, it is right to say because the truth will bring every thought into obedience. Someone who doesn't join the school has nothing to do with logic, but more they just make an excuse to sin. Yes, Shar. Matter of fact, that's a good take me to another scripture. Get Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. No, so let's get Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. All right. Galatians 5 and 13. All right. Galatians chapter 5, verse 13 says, For, brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. Meaning what? We have been called into liberty, means we've been called into freedom. The Lord called us to be free from our lusts and from all the oppressions and all of the things that our oppressor would press upon us to sin against the Lord. If you turn your life over to the Most High, you living righteously, then you free from the bondage of the devil's lying spells. You understand? You free from all of the brainwashing and all of the false philosophy. Now, if you freed from that, don't give an occasion to sin. Don't say, well, I've been righteous, man. I've been serving the Lord, man. I smoke me a little blunt, or I have sex with this hoe. Nobody gonna know. Don't do that, brother. Don't give an occasion to the flesh. Don't hate your brother. You in the truth and a brother not. So what you gonna use you being in the truth to destroy him or to get an advantage over him or a leg up on him? Don't do that, man. Love your brothers in the world as much as you love your brothers in the truth. Love these sisters in the world as much as you love these sisters in the truth. You understand? Don't allow you being in the truth and you having the knowledge of the Most High and somebody else being a sinner cause you to be, less of a brother to them. Like I said, again, we live in a time where things are only going to get worse. We are in the days of Revelations. You understand? We started with Revelation 6, 1 through 8. We in the days of those beasts being unleashed those spirits being unleashed on the earth. And those spirits being unleashed on the earth, they are going to and fro, and they are going to wreak havoc the way that the Most High gave them orders to. You understand? Salaki. You understand? Give first Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Yeah, First Peter chapter 5, verse 8. All right. Alongside Christ. First Peter chapter 5, verse 8 says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You understand? We're in a time now where you've got to be focused, man. You understand? Be sober, have your mind clear, be vigilant. What does it mean to be vigilant? I mean, you have to be enduring. You got to be everlasting. You got to stand the test of time. And vigilance will allow you to be able to do that. Why should you be sober and be vigilant? Because Satan is out here, your adversary, the devil, the oppressor. You understand? He's trying to destroy you. He's trying to get you to trip up, trying to get you to fall. You understand? And they'll do anything to do it. They'll just your fear of the grocery store, fear of sending your kids to school, fear of going broke because the gas prices is rising and the electricity prices is rising. All of these fears, all these things that you worrying that'll stop you from serving the Lord. You got to fight it, man. Verse 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith. You got to resist Satan in the faith. You got to resist the ideas and the thoughts of, oh man, this place is falling apart. What are we gonna do, man? How are we gonna eat all the formula out of the stores and the gas prices is rising? They shooting up the schools, they shooting up the grocery store. What is we gonna do? We gotta go vote, man. We need to get some people in office that's gonna help us with these problems, man. We need to go get some more gun control so we can stop people from being able to get guns. That's not going to, that's the devil talking to you. That's the devil telling you that those are the things that need to be done. When the men of the Lord will tell you that you need to turn your life over to the Most High, you need to obey God. You need to do what He said to do so you can please Him, and through pleasing Him, you'll be protected. 1 Peter 5 and 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. The things you suffering, if you're in the truth and you feel like you're suffering, imagine a brother in the world who don't know the truth. I look at these shootings. Since I've been in the truth, I've watched so much happen in the world. And I say to myself, I've said this many times to my mother, Sister Kamala. Well, I thank the Lord she is the truth as well. But we sat and talked. We sit and talk sometimes and just say, what are people in the world saying about this? They being in the truth. I don't know what is the church saying about the shooting in Buffalo. What is the Christian pastor on a Sunday? What is he saying about white people murdering us in the grocery store? What does the pastor get up and say after a man kills 18 people at an elementary school? What does the pastor get up in the church and say? What is the sermon that he delivers that uplifts the people's spirits? You understand? Like Donald Trump got elected president of the United States. What did they tell their churchgoers? COVID-19 came through. Shut everything down. What did they tell you people in the church? I'm thankful that I have the truth because the afflictions that I've been through and the sufferings that I've endured being in the truth, having the truth made it so much easier. Having the truth made it not even a big deal. I could not imagine being in the world and going through the things I've gone through the past 10 years of my life. And I'm sure you brothers and sisters that have come into the truth, you have a similar testimony, a similar experience. You understand? The things that we're going through, we're all going through the same things. Those afflictions that we suffer, they're brought upon by demons. And guess what? The demons we're dealing with today, the afflictions we suffer today, no different than the afflictions that were suffered during the time of Peter. The afflictions suffered today, no different than the afflictions your father suffered, and your grandfather suffered, and your great grandfather. It's always been the same. Why? Because nothing that the Most High does he take away from it, does he put to it. You understand? See something? So that's it. With that, any brothers and sisters got any questions before we close out the class? Y'all go ahead and type them in. That's it on the topic. If anybody got any questions, y'all go ahead and type them in again. The demons that we are dealing with today are no different than the demons of the past. There's nothing that is being experienced on the earth today that can be said is new, or it can be said that no one has ever experienced it. That's just not the way the Most High operates. These spirits that we are fighting against today, the same spirits that have always been in the earth, that men of God have always fought against. And so we must overcome because that's the orders that was given us by our King Yahushua. You understand? We must be perfect and we must serve the Lord and we must endure because he that endures the same shall be saved. And those are the instructions and the orders given to us by our King. So guess what? We got to do it. We have got to get it done. And there are no excuses. There are no reasons for failure. Last scripture, Matthew 5 and 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. You understand? Again, to be ye therefore perfect means to obey the Most High, to serve Him, to put away the evil imaginations you have and the devilish thoughts that enter into your mind, the fear, the anxiety, the depression. You understand? Fight against it, fight against it. Be strong, be diligent, call and get counsel. The counsel tell you go see a doctor, get some medicine, go see a doctor, get some medicine. Stop thinking for yourself. Stop believing you have the solutions and all the answers. Get counsel, trust the men of the Lord, because that's the only thing that's going to allow us to endure. With that, we the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? Truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. And in the year 2022, there's nothing more important than for us to find out the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is here on this earth. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh, Shemi Al Shah Barakathum, Yaj Matah, Saw Turn Face the Sisters. Sisters, one courtesy salute. Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad, Yahweh Shemal Athan by Shemi Al Shah, Yaj Matah.